I've been waiting for this really since the Army MacArthur hearings, which really showed how serious the problem was beginning. Okay, and I was telling a chap before that I was in the advertising business, and one of the companies I used to do advertising for was Citicorp, and I was at the beginning of all of this mortgage stuff and all those swaps. Okay, and originally they were going to start selling the mortgage pools to the public. But when they saw how profitable they were, they said, "Oh no, we'll keep it for ourselves." Okay, and they then took that and went so much further with it. Okay, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, the whole world collapsed because of the banks, and they haven't learned anything yet. And they're not listening to us yet, but they will. I live in Brattleboro now. I moved up here 6 years ago from the city.
Well, that gives you the right.
Who are we? We are the 99%. Who are we?
We are the 99%.
I was so afraid because I kept doing the math and I would never master it. Why are you here today? Because I believe that this is something that's been waiting to happen and it's about time. No, I'm from Townsend, but in the area, yeah.
It's way past time.
Are you surprised at the amount of people here today? I'm a little disappointed. I hope more of them show up. But I'm encouraged. I just was in Boston and there was a huge rally in Boston on Monday. It reminded me I lived in Boston in the 67 rallies, and it was very encouraging. Yeah, thank you so much.
I mean, everything that's happening today is just a heightened example of like the needs not being met, even here in Vermont, a place that's, you know, way better than a lot of other places in the country to live. I'm part of the Vermont Worker Center, and so we're in the process of trying to gather people for a movement that continues the healthcare battle that we faced. We have a healthcare law based on human rights principles, and we need to uphold those principles, and that means having these people right here be part of the process of deciding how it's financed and what the standard package looks like. So we're assessing the community right now to find out what needs aren't being met, and what solutions we can come up with to make sure that people are getting their basic needs met. Well, I mean, I haven't been to New York City yet. I've been organizing since high school at BUHS, but right now it seems like a time where people are just completely fed up. Today is a global day of action. 82 countries, 950 cities. People are out doing the exact same thing that we're doing because they can't make it anymore.
I'm just here because I made a sign that says Occupy, and Occupy is a great word. The U.S. government is occupying Afghanistan, it's occupying Iraq, Israel is occupying the West Bank, and they're spending billions of dollars to occupy. So Occupy must be a good thing, right? So we're going to occupy.
Right.
They'll know that even
So we're running.
Why are you here? I'm absolutely ecstatic to be here. It's a long time in coming.
Are you from Brattleboro?
I am from Brattleboro, yeah. I've been here for about 5 years. And then I was over the river. And I was born in Brooklyn, and we went to New York on Monday, and it was fabulous. Yeah, it was great. This is a really wonderful movement. I don't say the word protest. I believe more in the word movement, and we are creating a great movement.
We're
seasonals, though.
Seasonals who are on your side.
Right.
Well, but we don't give up the fight.
Oh, good. That's good.
We just don't fight here in Brattleboro.
We fight some other place.
Well, I'm here today because I'm part of the Put People's First campaign through the Vermont Workers Center. And 3 years ago, I started with a group here that we created called the Windham County Organizing Committee for Healthcare as a Human Right. And during this movement, we realized that putting people first and their basic human rights and needs are not being met, which is linked to the healthcare as a human right movement. But in a general sense, it's linked to all the necessities and needs of the people. Today, I'm here in solidarity with the Occupy Wall Street to Occupy Main Street in Brattleboro in solidarity for what's going on in New York and all throughout our nation.
Laurel, and Laurel's holding a beautiful sign. Working together, we can do it better. So do you want to tell me a little bit about why you chose those words and why you're here? Shout, even though we're peaceful.
What's important to me is that we do a better job of putting people and the environment first and profits later. That we use what we have, the resources that we have, to make the world better for people and to heal the environment. And so I think we can do better by working together. An important part of that here is closing down Vermont Yankee. Changes that we need to do.
And one of the things is closing Vermont Yankee, and that's important to you.
Yeah, that's the most important work we can do for the environment here locally.
Wonderful crowd. I'm here with this woman,
Michaela.
Michaela, and where are you from?
I currently live in Putney.
And how long have you lived here?
4 years.
4 years.
I'm also the diversity coordinator at the high school. Well, it's all about equity and how to try to make connections to the current system and making changes that will allow for everyone to have access and opportunities and resources for learning. What brought me here is after being in Wall Street last week in New York City, I was really inspired, and I think the movement should be everywhere, including here in Brattleboro where we live. But mainly because it was amazing. It was vibrant. It's amazing to see the organization. They have a kitchen. They have this whole kind of living organism community that all agree on that the current system, the way it exists, is not working. That what's happening now isn't working. And I think that I come out because I'm against the exploitation that's currently causing people to live in poverty and to not have their needs met.
It's your day after working with the kids all week. And the teachers. Go teachers. Yeah. And tell us about your sign.
Actually, it's not my sign, but I liked it. And so my friend, she took a break, and so I took her sign. But it's basically saying that the system as it exists doesn't work for us.
Right.
It works for very few people. So we need something different. We need to scrap, throw this out, and try something new.
So a new change.
Okay, hi, we're back with another brave interviewee. And tell me your name.
Allison.
Allison, where are you from?
Hartford, Vermont.
So how old are you?
I'm 17.
17, yes! And awake. What brought you out here today, and how did you hear about the movement?
I heard about the movement from my dad, who's here playing the Highland bagpipes, making lots of noise. And my dad and I feel strongly about politics, and we want to support the cause because there are too many rich Americans in charge of our society these days, and we're losing our democracy. Our democracy, we have a small group of rich Americans in charge, and we as middle-class Americans are not having enough say in our government. And my English teacher said to me the other day, we were talking about Occupy Wall Street, he said, too big to fail is too big to exist. The banks, if we have to bail them out, then they're too big. We need to reestablish our society so that we're working for the people and not working for profit. Yes.
Very cool. You play an instrument?
I play trumpet and very, very bad bagpipes.
I'm from Guilford, Vermont, and I've lived there for 25 years. I'm a retired teacher / school librarian.
How did you hear about this movement?
Well, I listen to the news, I read The Guardian from England. That was where I first heard about Occupy Wall Street, was from England. And then Brattleboro told me that this was happening here today.
What for you is at the heart of the cause?
I am here because there are so many things I'm upset about that the best I could boil it down to was that the fat cats have been in charge for too long, and it's time to get rid of them.
So too much.
Too
the people
much.
that have too much need to share their abundance.
That and a lot of other things. I mean,
a lot of other
going to war when there was not a good reason. Calling people who are against war unpatriotic or traitors, raping the earth, you name it, a lot of things.
Yeah.
And during the 70s, I was in Washington, I was in D.C., I was marching.
So how does it feel to be in Vermont and doing a protest like this with the causes that are important to you?
It feels like the old days. I'll never forget, we had a march on the UN for nuclear disarmament, and Vermont led the parade because, in effect, we had put the world on notice that this was an issue that people cared about, and we had voted at town meetings in favor of nuclear disarmament. So we went down on the buses, gazillions of it, and I'll never forget, we were 4 or 5 avenues over, headed for Central Park, and as you walked down the side streets, you could see that every single avenue, as far as you could see, was filled with people all marching and all headed.
So that's something like that today in Vermont, like the good old days.
Like the good old days.
Yeah, like we're still here and we still have a voice, and that's fun for you.
Yeah, and they paid attention back then, so maybe they'll pay attention this time.
Yeah.
Brattleboro for 10 years.
Where are you originally from?
I'm originally from the Northeast United States. I moved around quite a bit when I was a kid. Settled in California, 1979. Moved around and traveled quite a bit until I started my family in San Francisco. And then we moved here after traveling extensively.
So what brought you here today, and how did you hear about this cause, and what do you hope to get from it? And can you talk about even what it's like just to be here, like in your own experience?
I've been organizing demonstrations for today and tomorrow. I've had a hand in this one and one for tomorrow. And we are a few Brattleboro people, and I, an economist and an attorney, are starting a Wall Street tax to cover the investments that people make on Wall Street without any tax. We hope to raise money for Brattleboro this way and point out the gross unfairness of Wall Street and Wall Street investors moving trillions and trillions of dollars around every day without paying tax on it. People working out of our homes.
Where great things start.
Our economist is Gerald Epstein of the University of Massachusetts at Amherst, and our attorney is the eminent Paul Gillies. We have met 3 times, and now we are talking on the internet, waiting really for more public input at this point. That's why I've helped in organizing the demonstration tomorrow. MoveOn.org helped with us. As far as commentary, mostly, and help. We need a financial consultant. Economist gives us the big view, but we need help in modifying, that is, rewriting our ordinance so that it suits the economics of Brattleboro. And we hope to raise considerable sums with this tax. The representative town meeting representatives have to tiptoe around everything and and balance everything so carefully because of the shortage of funds here. A Wall Street tax of only a tiny bit, 1/10% nationwide, would raise more money than the entire federal income tax rolls. And if we did that on a townwide basis, we have reason to believe it would be a considerable sum that would be raised. We had our first meeting in April.
So fairly recent. That's great. That's exciting.
Yeah, we didn't, and we thought with Wall Street being occupied, this was the time to go public.
Laughing at the honks of joy, because usually when you're honked at, it doesn't feel good. But just to let you folks know, like being here and hearing all this honking is a lot of joy. Somebody talked about the other day about when you're doing something that you believe in, it's a good stress. And somebody talked about when you're doing something you don't believe in, it's not a good stress. This is like a really good feeling to hear the honks, to hear the passion, to hear the voices, and just to see our community out and demonstrating and coming together. It's very exciting. So thanks for taking the time.
My name's Daniel Seekin, and I moved to Vermont 32 years ago, and started getting involved in activism right about then when I moved to Vermont. I'm a war tax resistor, and I'm a war resistor on many different levels. And I think this the Wall Street actions are just, they excite me for two different reasons. One, it's really great to see the young people really coming out en masse for something that really affects them very deeply and to their heart. And number two, it brings a lot of us together. Many of us, whether it be healthcare or the environment or militarism, we're all doing our own little thing, but it all ties in together when it comes to money and big money in Wall Street. And it's a really good thing to be part of this. And I see so many different people here from all these different organizations and interests, and we're together. We haven't been together for a long, long time. It feels really good and positive. And I feel like we have a movement that is not only opposed to what big money is doing to us, but out of that, we're going to see a future that is more equitable for everybody.
Tax those who are rich, super rich.
Tax those who are super rich. So did you make the sign?
No, I didn't actually. I'm holding a sign that a friend of mine had, because on the other side is the vigil sign that we have every Saturday in Brattleboro. Funny, I don't feel agitation. I feel some kind of peacefulness about it.
Yeah, I feel a lot of
very grounded, very fine place. Like I'm where I want to be.
Live in Brattleboro with some very pure, young, passionate girls about a cause. And a dude, my brother, and your brother, together standing for what they believe in. And I'm inspired you to come to as a young person living in our country and as a young girl, what's important to you, right? And on the inside, what's important and what matters, and you have a voice.
And I'm from Brattleboro, and me and my dad went to Wall Street, and we protest and went along with, and so now I'm really interested. I'm 15.
What was the feeling in New York? Was it similar to how it feels here today with people honking?
It was a lot more of yelling and chanting, and it was a lot of fun. And I was there for when when there was that big walk to stuff to the SUV. It was a giant park, and there was a lot of people getting arrested.
People getting arrested, was that scary?
We were at the This is Grace.
Where do you live? I'm from Brattleboro. Brattleboro. So Grace is from Brattleboro. And Grace, how old are you? 15. Grace is also 15. And Grace, who brought you out here today?
I came with my parents, and I heard about Christina's experience in New York.
And how does it feel to be here today?
It was really good.
Good.
Here.
Joyful.
Yeah.
Joyful. Excellent.
And do you plan to go to New York too, or do you hope to keep protesting in Vermont?
Are you? In Vermont.
Yeah, it's great. And the honking continues. But it's happy honking.
Yeah. So I'm
Emma. And how old?
She's 13.
13. Emma is 14. And where do you live? In Brattleboro. Yeah. And how does it feel? What does your sign say?
It says begs got mailed out.
Now, can we chant that for the people at home?
Yeah. Things got mailed out, we got sold out. Things got mailed out, we got sold out.
My name is Ian. I'm 13 and I do live in Brattleboro. And my sign says, please don't take my house, Wall Street. And as you can see, I'm an amazing artist.
Amazing artist.
Corinne, and I also live here in Brattleboro. I'm 15 and I go to Brattleboro Union High School with my friends, and it's really interesting to be here today because, I mean, I really didn't know how many people in Brattleboro really knew what was going on in Wall Street and who were involved, and, you know, she went to Wall Street, and I actually have a friend who's in Manhattan right now, and I'd really like to know, you know, if he's seen anything. So, I'm kind of happy seeing what people, you know, people's opinions are, and, you know, what people have to say about Wall Street.
It's like, people are probably saying, oh, you're young, you obviously don't know anything about the political world. It's like, I do. 2 + 2 = 4.
Got filled out, we got